Hello and welcome to my channel. My channel is dedicated to exposing watchtower lies, deception and cover-up. My name is Marcy and I was one of Jehovah's Witnesses for over 30 years. I served as a regular pioneer for 10 of those years. I was first contacted in the door-to-door ministry back in 1987 and I finally left the organisation in 2022. This video is about what has happened since I got my new house. And as I've said in my other videos, that I always wanted to move to a village called Wentworth. And so I've now got a beautiful cottage right in the heart of Wentworth. But what I've discovered is that one of my neighbours is one of Jehovah's Witnesses and his wife. Now, I don't know this couple. I have heard of them before, I've heard the name mentioned, but I don't actually know them. I did meet them when I was parking my car and in the car park where for residents, and they said, "Welcome to Wentworth, my name's Trevor, I'm just going to pick my wife up, Margaret." Very nice. And you know, I didn't know they were witnesses at all. And how I found out is that my friend Laurie, who she's the one who doesn't know that I don't go to the meetings anymore. She is an interior decorator, so she is doing the interior of my house. And excuse me, she asked me if she could bring her auntie in to help her with some of the panelling because it was quite high up the walls and she needed someone to hold the MDF in place. So she said, my auntie's wanting to learn how to do it, she's wanting to start doing this sort of thing, is it okay? I said yes. So the auntie came along. Now the auntie, she is also one of Jehovah's Witnesses and she's in a different congregation to Laurie. Well, it turns out that a bit later on, I opened a drawer in my new house and found an invitation to the convention. So I took it to Laura and I said, "Oh, look, I found in the drawer." And she said, "Well," she says, "one of your neighbours is a Jehovah's Witness." And I said, "Oh, how do you know that?" And she says, "Well, he's in my auntie's congregation. She knows him." And so they had, while I'd been out and about, he had come past and they spoke to him or he spoke to them. And they got talking about the Bible as they do, but sometimes to witness to each other, and found out that they were both witnesses. So later on, when I was talking to Laurie, she said, it seems that this Jehovah's Witness, who lives near me, a few doors down, is one of the anointed. And I said to her, "Well, how do you know he's anointed?" And she says, "Well, my auntie knows." She said she's seen him take the emblems at the memorial. So I think this is quite an interesting series of events that's happened. So when while I was there, my friend Sharon and me decided to go for a lunch because we'd been there all morning, we were hungry, and so we said we'll go to the local pub and have a lunch. Now, before we left, this Trevor, the Jehovah's Witness, appeared walking, because he has to walk past my house from the car park, and he saw the door was open, and he started talking to the next door neighbour to me, who knows him as well, and also my friend Sharon was stood there, and they all were talking together. So I was in the house talking to Laurie, and when I came out, he'd gone. But when we got to the pub, Sharon said to me, and her dad's a witness, and she was brought up as a witness herself. So she said to me, Marsh, she says, you're surrounded by witnesses because he's told me his nephew just lives around the corner, and there's witnesses that live here, there and all over the place. So she said, you seem to be ringed in now by all these witnesses. And I said, well, I don't know why the Lord put me there. But he's put me there for a reason, because I prayed, as I said, about this cottage, and I prayed constantly for guidance as to whether it was going to be right for me, or right for me and Paul to live there, because obviously Paul's going to be moving up and we're getting married soon, so when he will be moving up to live there, but I will be there for a while on my own. And the thing is, I prayed so hard about it, and it's gone so smoothly. And Laurie still doesn't know that I don't go to the meetings. She never questions anything. And it just seems very bizarre that this witness is in the midst of where I live. He lives just a few doors down. And it's turned out that he is supposedly, as they say it, one of the anointed. So I think it will be quite interesting, because Laurie's going to be finishing the interior decorating soon. It's almost done. And all the last jobs have been done. The furniture will be moving in next week, and I shall be moving in. And so the work that Laurie is doing is going to be finished. So she's not going to be at my house all the time. She says, although she likes it that much, I think she'll be a frequent visitor. But as I see it now, she's not going to be there. So that's the time for me to say to this brother that I don't go to meetings. And it will lead to an interesting conversation, because I will tell him that, well, I don't agree with the fact that they joined the UN. And I'm going to start opening things up that way. And if they don't speak to me, well, that's their problem, because I don't expect to speak to the neighbours anyway. And I told Paul about this, and he said he's not bothered about, witnesses being in the vicinity or, in the area around us. He said he's not going to lose any sleep about moving in near witnesses. He says he doesn't care, and he'll do the same. He'll tell them the same. So whether we've been put there for that reason or what, watch this space. But it's quite an interesting situation that's come about, that this man and his wife live just down from me. And it's a very strange thing, because my neighbour is a lovely lady, and she brought up the fact that he's a Jehovah's Witness, and he's tried to give her literature before. And she says to me, I think he thinks I need saving. He says, she says, I don't need to be saved, but I've got my own views. So a bit later on, Laurie said to me that she heard them discussing the scriptures. And she said, your neighbour asked him a lot of questions. So she said, you might get a Bible study there, Laurie's saying to me. And I said, well, maybe I will. And so it does seem that my neighbour is quite interested in the Bible, but I don't think she's really interested in becoming a Jehovah's Witness, thank goodness. So maybe she's going to be one who's going to be interested in having a Bible discussion with me about what the Bible tells us about Jesus Christ and about grace and salvation. So I just think it's quite an interesting place to be, and I wondered how long it'd be before I came into contact with Jehovah's Witnesses at my new home, but I didn't expect it quite to be as soon as this, because I haven't even moved in yet. Anyway, so I just want to thank you for watching. I'll keep you updated, and I've been quite busy, so I've not been able to get on doing my research and videos like I normally do. But I will be back to that once I get into the new place. So as you can see, the big tapestry's gone from the walls here. It's starting to look bare because things have been moved across to the new house. So I'm going to be busy for the next couple of weeks, but I'll be back to speak to you soon. So until the next time, I'm going to say bye.